Dear Father God Almighty, my Father in heaven, please send my poopsies watching a blessing, send a miracle to whoever needs it, to whoever is watching today. Please send a miracle today. Send a blessing. I pray, Father God, that those of my poopsies who need to receive a miracle and a blessing today receive it. I just felt compelled to start this video off with a prayer. I like to go outside and absorb the wonderful sunlight rays before I start a video, and I just do a prayer really quick before I walk in and start to hit record. And something in my spirit led me to just do a prayer at the beginning. I don't do that normally, but I just felt like someone needed to hear this today, or just needed to receive hopefully a miracle and a blessing today. So alright, so I'm going to begin this video, and I will be speaking in 38 languages. So last time I did a video where I spoke 40, and they were my top viewers, so this time it's the same. It's like the top 50 countries that watch my YouTube videos, and I was going to do a 50 languages, but it wouldn't let me see the other countries. For some reason it's restricted to 50, and the reason it's 38 languages is because some of the countries use the same languages, so it's 38. I may not have realized that last time in the prior video, but anyway, in the last video I said I love you in in each language. This time I decided it would be more tingly and to use different words besides repeating myself. So I decided to actually use the language as the language. So basically, if it's Puerto Rican, I'm translating the word Puerto Rican itself. If it's Bulgarian, I'm translating the word Bulgarian. So I thought, like, okay, and it ended up being way more tingly. Like, I was repeating it while writing my notes and translating and listening to the audio messages to make sure I got the proper pronunciations. And oh my gosh, I was giving myself tingles for some odd reason. I couldn't wait to do this and repeat it whispered ear to ear for you guys, so I hope you enjoy. But before this video begins, as always, subscribe and tap the bell. It just takes a quick second, and hit all notifications if you want to show your love. And I upload pretty much every day, so you get notified of my new content. And check my website, TonyBomboni.com, if you'd like to also book your own services from me. It's the best way to keep the lights on to enable me to do this channel. If I don't got lights, then you know what? I can't do these videos right. So I offer Reiki, Tarot, ASMR, coffee cup, and candle wax readings, and I cannot wait to see you guys there. Thank you so much, and you can see those coupon codes in the corner as well for your benefit. Alright, so let's begin. The first, primero uno, and I'm speaking Spanish like the gringo I am, is Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican. Obviously from the country, Puerto Rico, and the language is Spanish, so it's more like a Puerto Rican Spanish, okay? But I think it's said the same way in regular Spanish as well. So basically, the word Puerto Rican is, in Puerto Rican, Puerto Riqueña, or Puerto Riqueño. So there you have a or o at the end, based on male or female, right? So a is female, o is male. So I'm gonna say both of them because they give me both translations on Google. So Puerto Riqueña, Puerto Riqueña, Puerto Riqueña, Puerto Riqueña, Puerto Riqueño, Puerto Riqueño, Puerto Riqueño, Puerto Riqueño. The next one is Slovak. So it's the language of Slovenia. So the word Slovak in their language is Slovensky. 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 countries that view me the most, and that happened to be Algeria. In the last 30 days is one of the top 50. I think it was like 46th, which was surprising. I don't think I've seen that one before. So that's new. Hi, Algerian poopsies. I didn't know you guys watch me. I must have done something different this time to make that happen. But Arabic is arba. Arba. Excuse me for butchering the but I have tongue-tied. The tip of my tongue has actually been stuck to the bottom of my mouth since I was a baby. They never got it removed, so arba. I do the with my throat because I can't do it with the tongue. So forgive me, please. My Arabian poopsies, but Algerian. Well, is that the same thing? I gotta learn that. Arabian, wouldn't Arabian be like the whole Arabian area and peninsula, right? So I could say Arabian for Algerian, can I? I'm not sure. Arba. Arba. Arba, but I love your language so much. I kind of want to learn it. And that along with Russian. That's like my top two. I think Russian, Arabic, and Chinese. I don't know why I always wanted to learn Chinese. Anyway. Arba. 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 I love that. Just gives me tingles. Okay, so and Indian, definitely. I mean, not Indian. Oh my god, did I just call it Indian? I meant to say Hindi. Hindi is the language of India. Yeah, one of them. They have multiple languages, of course, due to migration. Let's see here. Arabic again, but this time for United Arab Emirates. Again, it was like, oh my god, they're watching me from there. That's so cool. So, from United Arab Emirates, and the translation of, I decided instead of like saying the same thing, like translating Arabic over and over again, obviously I wanted to translate the name of the country. So in Arabic, the translation of United Arab Emirates is, get ready for this, it was so cool. I had to like play it multiple times in the audio thing that tells me the translation. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. It just makes me want to learn language more. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. That's more how it sounded like, the enunciations. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. I don't think that's the right way to say it though, because the translator translates it literally. So it probably thought United Arab Emirates was like, maybe it knew. I'm not sure if that's actually how you say it, because it doesn't make sense. Why would they say for that their own country, I'm from Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida? Like, maybe it could be. I don't know. It just maybe. That's what the comment section is for, honey. You can correct me, okay? Be kind though, because I don't know the language, obviously. Okay, Bulgarian. I just want to say it one more time because it sounds cool. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. Il Amaratul Arabiyatul Mutahida. Bulgarian. From the country Bulgaria. The translation of the word Bulgarian in Bulgarian is Bulgarski. That I already knew a long time ago. I'm Macedonian and we grew up pretty much knowing like some of Bulgarian and just something about the culture. Bulgarski. 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 Next is Malay, and Malay is spoken in many lands. However, the country I chose in my analytics was Singapore. Okay, so how to say Malay in Malay is Melayu. 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 again, I have a hard time doing, but it's like Ifrit, 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 something like that. It sounds almost French, like Ifrit, 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 Ifrit. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correct. Ifrit, 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 Ifrit. Okay, the next one is Czech, from the country Czechia, which is former, isn't it? Former Czechoslovakia. C-C-E-C-H, Czech, Czechia. Okay, the word for, oh boy, I'm looking at Czech, and my head is spinning like there's three on here. So this was the translation of Czech in Czech. Čeština, 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 Čeština. That sounds like Tishina in Macedonia. Ah, like that. That means be quiet in Macedonian. Tishina, like shh. Čeština, Čeština. Hey, I am whispering. I am being quiet. Čeština, Čeština. That also sounds like a name. My name is Čeština. Okay, moving on. German is next, from the country Switzerland. Okay, and German in German is Deutsche, 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 which I used to think meant Dutch. Okay, the country of Hungary, the language Hungarian. So Hungarian in Hungarian is Magyar, Magyar, sorry for the R, Magyar, 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 Magyar. I struggle with R, especially if it's at the end of a sentence or a word. It's like, I have to get the, if it's in the middle of a sentence or word, I'm like, okay, I can roll it off the tongue, but in the end, I'm like, I'm choking on my own tongue. Okay, next is Croatian, from the country Croatia. Croatian is Hrvatski, 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 especially if that's at the beginning of a word. Oh, it's like, oh, I have to get it out. Hrvatski, 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 Hrvatski. I'm so weird. I sound like a frog dying. Hrvatski, 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 Hrvatski. Okay, next is German again, and this time the country Austria. So this time I translated the word Austria, the country of Austria, in German. So Austria, the word Austria in German is Österreich, 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 Österreich. That don't sound right. I hope that's right. Österreich, Österreich, Österreich. Okay. Now Portuguese again. The country Portugal this time. And this time, no, I think this is the first time I'm doing Portuguese, yeah. That was Puerto Rican I'm thinking about. Oh my lord. So Portuguese in Portuguese is Portuguese, 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 Portuguese. Arabic again. This time the country Saudi Arabia. So since it's coming through again, I decided to translate the country word Saudi Arabia. Okay, so in Arabic, Saudi Arabia is Il Memleketu Lavabiyetu Saudia. Again, I'm not sure if that's actually what it is, but hey, at least you're getting, maybe, hopefully, tingles. Il Memleketu Lavabiyetu Saudia. chose, but 38 languages. Romania, the country, the language, Romanian. Romanian in Romanian is Romana. 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 Roma, ola la, gaga. No, I'm joking. Romana. 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 Why don't I just do a whole video sounding like a frog? Like one whole 10 minutes of Tony's ugly Romana. Romana. I know I'm hard on myself. Romana. Romana. Can't help it when you've been made fun of all your life with that. The country of Norway. Norwegian is the language. Norwegian is norsk. 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 The country of the Philippines. The language is Filipino. Filipino. And the name of Filipino in Filipino is Filipino. Same thing. Filipino. 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 Country of New Zealand. Language Maori. Of course, they speak English and I think something else, but one of the main dominant ones is Maori. 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 And Maori and Maori is Maori. 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 I don't know if they roll the R, I don't think so. Maori. 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 The country of Belgium. Language I chose is French. It's one of the dominant languages. So this time, since I already did French, I believe I translated Belgium in French, which is Belgique. It's a C, not like the B, like a bumblebee, like that would go. It's not S. It's sh. Sh. Belgique. 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 South Korea is the next country. The language of South Korean is Korean. So in Korean is Daehanmingu. 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 The country of Turkey. The language is Turkish. So Turkish in Turkish is Turk. 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 Country of Spain. Spanish is language. So this time I translated the country Spain in Spanish, which is España. 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 The country of Japan is the language of Japanese, and Japanese is Ihon. 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 Polish is the language. The country is Poland. Polish and Polish is polskie. 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 Finland is the country. Finnish Svenska. 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 Italy is the next country. The language is Italian. So Italian and Italian is two again, just like in Spanish. A and O. One is Italiana for female, the other is Italiano for male. So I'll say both. Italiana. 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 Italiano. 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 Okay. One more page. France is the country. French is the language. French and, no, I believe I translated France in French, which is France. 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 The country Brazil. You're like, what the heck is Tony doing now? Is he possessed? Portuguese is the language. So this time, since Portuguese showed up again, I decided to translate the country Brazil in Portuguese, which is Brasil. 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 The country Netherlands speaks Dutch for the most part, so I translated in Dutch the word Netherlands, which is Nederlands. 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 Russia country, Russian language. Russian in Russian is Ruski. 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 Germany is the country, German is the language. Germany in German is Deutschland. 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 Australia is the next country. This I chose Chinese, Mandarin Chinese, because it's actually one of the most popular languages there. And I didn't want to pick English, obviously, so, well, it's not that popular. It's only like 2% of the population, but I had to choose something else, right? So, in this case, Australia in Mandarin Chinese is Otalia. 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 And the last country besides United Kingdom and United States, of course, British and English. English. I didn't want to say like the same thing in English. It's pretty obvious. So I chose French for Canada. And again, obviously, I don't want to choose English. So French is one of the most popular languages there as well. And so Canada in the language French is Canada. 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 Alright. So that was all of the 38 to 47 translations. Thank you so much for watching. Poopsies up.